Hello there, how's your day? I'm Ame Gakita. Alright, let's just say that today I am. Today is still technically April 1st, so don't think too much on it. But in regards to that, today I'm still going to do a little bit of tarot card reading. Considering that it's not because like today is still technically a few more minutes before April 1st on my end is over. But even if I use Japan timeline and what's not as the baseline, it will be like it's really considered over already. But even so, it's actually more towards like today technically is also the so-called the pin moon along the line. So in a way I'm gonna do the reading. Let me get the deck as well. I'm kind of curious about something that I actually wanted to. Not really like doing a reading on my end. It was actually more towards like something that I feel that I should do the reading. Although I kind of like concerned about some of the stuff along the line, so might as well. Although not quite sure how easy gonna be alright or not. It's like if it's a good one, I don't really mind. But sometimes a bit of warning might be a better option. Which is the reason why sometimes I just want to make sure. Not saying like is it good or is it bad or is it something that is gonna hurt me along the line. Sometimes a little bit of like foreshadowing or something is best be done. Like, you know, people have been wondering like if I do this kind of reading along the line, it's like it's more towards like today just want to do some reading, maybe one or two, don't know. But it's actually more towards like just a bit of like reading or checking or prevention or what's not. It's actually way better to do that kind of reading. And then if it's a good one, good. If it's a bad one, oh my, the number of things I had to be very cautious on so many ends that will be kind of like, goodness me. But oh well, for now I'm gonna do one simple reading. I mean, like pink moon most of the time, based on scientific research, is like, oh, today is apparently it's a pink moon. Although the moon won't actually turn pink, so you guys don't need to think too much that end. But actually more towards like if today is technically considered pink moon, it's actually more towards like if I want to ask myself, normally I can't do my reading, but example, if I actually ask like, will I come across someone who will actually fall for me along the line? If the reading actually turned out good, I'll be damn innovative. Not saying like it will come true or whatsoever. It's actually more towards like sometimes just that kind of reading will be more towards like when you guys want the reading, I'll definitely do so. But it's more towards like will it actually come in the way that even I myself like like I will be questioning like will it actually happen along the line. It's more towards like it will become get me great cautious though, so a bit of like curiosity killed the cat, and even if I'm a cat with 9 billion life, I'll have to be very cautious though. Okay. Just gonna ask, will I come across someone who will fall for me? I think along the line. Okay. This guy is definitely calling out a bit. Especially more towards like this one was actually for some reason trying to come out as well. This one Okay. This one calling me out. Temperance upside down? Oh my. Oh, so upside down. Okay. Ew, pendulum upside down. Oh goodness me. How am I gonna do the reading? Especially more towards like when is the temperance upside down, when you come to in case anyone want to know, when it comes to relationship, right, temperance, it in a sense, it means that is, but at the same time, it's also kind of like, am I aware of it though? That's the only issue. Ayabena. Temperance is quite a strong card in a way. It's one of the great cards, major cards to be said. But Four of Swords upside down. I mean, like when it comes to Four of Swords, it's technically, in case anyone wants to know, it's more towards like that like I need to be cautious of it. I need to be aware of it along the line. And then a pendulum upside down is more towards like I do want to have a good relationship along the line, so I mean, I can't deny that. When it comes to, I mean, like if anyone want to know, it's like a woman like me will always want to have a good relationship, but for like all of them are upside down. Like you guys might see it outright, but on my end, from the way I see it, it's all upside down. So it means that there is, but I'm also not. I'm praying cautious of it, and I can only take it that there is someone. And he doesn't want me to know anymore. I can feel that. Oh well, I mean, that was my desire. Thank you. At the very least, right? That was at least one of the things that I wanted to ask. I mean, it ended up kind of like happening, not in the way that I was expecting, but I have to take it that it is a good one. I can't be like very sure. Will it be a like something that I was expecting along the line, or I was thinking along the line? For now, I will just take it that it is there. Just wasn't aware. I do kind of like curious on so many ends though. I'll just take it as like that was the thing that come out happening. Although I'm not quite sure how is it gonna be along the line though. I mean, considering that reading on this kind of end sometimes kind of like made me really curious. Especially multiples, like sometimes having this kind of reading, it really kind of like made me cautious at times. Especially more towards like I wasn't expecting April, like doing a reading right now. But if it turned out that way, I think it's more towards that I need to be very like it's not a bad reading in case anyone are concerned. It's actually more towards like I need to think carefully. Although I kind of like don't want to think over carefully though. But then again, it's something that I wasn't expecting, especially when it comes up to the tarot, the Temperance card itself. So, it's like telling me that it was there, but I wasn't aware. Oh well, I'll just take it that that was telling me, in a sense that I was totally not aware. But okay, let's also ask, will I have to play horror game this month or somewhere near along the line. At least maybe like with us, like because I'm not sure will it happen or not, but considering that I have to like reach either 100 subscriber, wait, 100 viewers or 1,000 subscriber, whichever comes first. And most words, like right now I already have like one, in a way right now I already have like 100, like 201 more to go to on that end. So どうかなわかんないけど but we shall see. Okay, so will I play horror game this year? Imagine if you say yes, I'll be damn, you know. Technically I can use another. Oh. I really have to play horror game this year. Is a pendulum card. If it is, as well as technically is the evil side of well now. In case anyone wondering, right, it's actually more to like evil happened. Yeah. これはちょっとやだな。大丈夫かよ、これは。なんかちょっとやばそうじゃん。絶対やばそうな。I guess I will have to really start mentally prepare my mind for the horror game. It's gonna be one moment I don't really want to think too much. This is really one of the time that sometimes some stuff are really best not to step into. But then again, I really wonder why I went ahead and set this kind of rule. But oh well, I think it's more towards that we shall see how it goes. Like sometimes things go according to plan, things not going according to plans, or what's not. And if it go good, if it doesn't go, then I have to be even more cautious, I guess. But other than that, didn't send that. Kind of cautious in a sense. Almost forgot to do the notice, hopefully. But oh well, it ended up telling me that I will have to I have to mentally prepare for the horror game. As much as I hate to say it, I guess mentally prepare would be the best way to go. Imagine like people keep telling me that if I don't let me start playing horror game, I'm gonna be crying over the scary stuff though. But we shall see how it goes. Like if it goes well, I won't need to worry. But it really gonna get me very concerned also. Some of the stuff that sometimes make me like some of the things, like it really gonna make me like question on so many ends. But I guess since the dead says so, I don't think I need to worry too much on in regards. But we shall see how it goes. Oh well, I mean, at the very least, the breathing had kind of like lead to it, so I don't even need to worry too much on in regards to how the reading will be like, how it will be going forwards, but it really kind of beg the question, like a lot of things I need to be very, very cautious. どうかなわかんないな Vision towards like oh well. At least at the end of the day, when people ask me about the reading, especially more towards like April Fool doesn't really work on in a way. It's actually more like there's a reason why I call today April 1st. But actually kind of like concerned about the reading wise though. Like even like in terms of actually telling me that I need to be cautious, but oh well, it is not saying like it will go badly. It's actually more towards like I need to be very very careful in terms of like April 1st reading along the line, and hoping that I'm not making a fool of myself. You know, imagine if I draw the first one, the full card, that would be like, oh my goodness, that would be like, oh my, did I make a fool of myself? I'm just not aware of it. Damn! Fall so upside down, like seriously. I thought I never draw it again and not drawing the same card just now. Oh well. It's really one of the things that sometimes I have to be very cautious when it comes to readings. You know, people keep saying like, for me, who is able to do reading at times like this, it's like even I myself have to be very, very cautious on so many ends. Because it's like, if, when it comes to this kind of reading, it's like even I myself have to be very, very cautious. Like, will it be a good reading, or will it be a bad reading, or will it be a warning reading, or will it be something that I need to be very, very, very careful reading along the line? So, oh well. At the very least, we shall see how it goes. I'm just hoping that I don't need to do too much of the scary reading along the line. You know, people will be coming up to me and say that, Ame Gakita, are you able to do those kind of scary reading, or bad reading, or good reading, or whatever along the line? If possible, I try not to. I just hope that this kind of thing I don't need to think too much for now. Actually, more towards like to reading I should more like a 3 reading on me just now. It's kind of like even I myself have to be very, very cautious though. But oh well, hoping that I don't need to think too much for now. You know, people will be wondering like, am I going to do this kind of scary reading or bad reading or whatever reading? Sometimes this kind of reading is even I myself try not to think too much though. You know, people will be wondering. Because I didn't turn on the light to do the reading as well, so I think this will be fine, but I think that like I wasn't aware of my love. I'm kind of curious. But oh well. I guess the thinking will be more towards like, because considering tomorrow I have to go and visit my great grandparents' graveyard and do the cleaning. Maybe after that then I'll think about it. But even so, 我かなわかんないな。Combination that I wasn't even aware. That is really something that I wasn't expecting. That's the thing. Oh well, that one I definitely have to leave it up to tomorrow then to think carefully, because it's like right now, the more I think about it, the more it will turn out into the bad one or good one or whatever one. Oh well, I mean, even I myself today is kind of like don't want to step too deep for the reading. It's still technically April 1st on my time zone, so I just don't want to think too much. So like, oh my, it's gonna be the second day reading or whatever day reading. Technically, the stream date is the 1st April, so I think it's fine. But so it's really kind of like concerning. どうかな？今字わかる。Oh well. Technically today, actually multiverse is like is tomorrow for the full moon, but tomorrow I'm doing resting, so really can't do the streaming tomorrow. So that's kind of like concerning. But for now, I'm just gonna take care that in terms of like anything else is. Oh yeah, at the very least, right? In case anyone worry about my stomach, I can definitely tell you guys that I did went to the toilet and release a lot. It wasn't a very good moment. I can definitely say that it was definitely not a very good moment, but at the very least, I survived. Tomorrow morning will be kind of like a second round in a way, considering that I might end up releasing it again or something. I don't know. But at the very least, I did release it, so I think it's okay. Yeah, I did release the thing. I know it's late, Pearson, hello there, how's your day? And Kilaja, hello there, how's your day? Is I have to at least say that the reason why I wanted to do I don't want to do this actually. I wanted to do earlier, but the reason why I kind of like start out late is more towards like I was in the toilet just now. I was in the toilet releasing all the stupid thing in my stomach. So at the very least, if you guys are concerned whether it's my stomach alright or not, at the moment for now, it seems to be alright. So you guys don't need to worry too much on that end. But for now, it's actually more towards like the reading I just did. Like the question like, do I have someone liking me, loving me, something along the line? And it's the funny thing was that the reading said that there was, and I wasn't aware, and and it's the combination wasn't something that I expecting along the line. So I just need to think carefully and be cautious or something along the line. I was like, oh damn. I was so not expecting it though. But we shall see how it will be from. I guess it's more towards like tomorrow. Then I'll think carefully about the relationship and what's not. If people will be wondering though. But then again, right? The reading just like another reading I did was that I asked, will I play a horror game this year? Apparently, yes. I mean, technically, if I reach 100 viewers or I reach 1,000 subscribers, but even for me, like normally, if you guys think about it, right? Every time every year, I can only reach a few, like maybe 100 subscribers each year along the line. But if we aim at 200 and one more to go along the line, if I freaking reach before the end of the year, you guys have to understand one thing is that, well, then I'll be in deep trouble along the line, because I think you guys will be very, very happy because I'll be having to play a horror game, but it will be kind of like concerning on so many wrong ends though. Because it's because that I have to play a horror game and then I'll be suffering, and then you guys will be happy laughing at me playing a horror game. Even if you invite friends to subscribe, the thing is, right, there's no point of them not knowing who I am, or watching a woman like me just playing some MiHoYo game or whatever game, and then say that it's boring, don't want to subscribe, and then I'm not unsubscribing along the line. Wouldn't that be like there's don't you think about it, okay? Okay, Kira-chan, don't you think about it. And Venice on holiday. Well, if you're watching some comments, then continue watching your comments. No one is stopping you, don't need to worry. You can enjoy watching your comics. But the thing is, right, the reading just now, I'm still kind of confused. Like, the reading say that there is someone who is in love with me, and the combination was not someone that I know. It's like some or something that someone that I have to be careful in a way. Not saying like careful in a bad way. It's actually something that I just need to think carefully along the line. So really need to think carefully at this point of time though. I guess that one would be a tomorrow moment of me having to think carefully. But after I think it's more towards like tomorrow after I go to my my grandparents' graveyard to do the cleaning. That will be a tomorrow situation. But for now, well, at the very least, one more minute to before April 1st end. Venice on holiday. Venice, you don't jump into too many accounts at one go. People will be questioning for the wrong reason. But even so, right? Like even if you think about it, right? If you actually look right now, I'm already like 799 subscribers. It's like one more subscriber to 800. Is one is that one is one thing. But you imagine like that is also mean that I'm technically still got 201 more to go before you guys will get to see me play a freaking horror game. About it. And the reading does not say that I will have to play a horror game easier. Now I'm kind of concerned. Yes, I know you have a lot, Vanessa. Don't you dare go and abuse it. But it's actually more towards like I'm actually kind of worried about like me having to play horror games. Yes, I actually did the reading on the three of you off stream. Kind of like, okay, this normally, okay, I will have to do the reading in front of you guys and then it'll be more clear. But if I kind of do it off stream, is that the concern is there, and like Vanessa end up having it happening, so I don't want to say that. Nancy-san end up leading to it, and I was also worried. But for your one, I was actually more surprised in a way that your reading was actually more towards like you will able to go in a like you succeed and don't succeed. So I was actually a bit concerned. But when you tell me that you didn't end up studying what you want, that is the failure. But at least you studied in a very good course. So I'm actually still thinking that that is still the success. So even so, right, it's still something that it is still a good one though. So I don't think you need to worry. The 5 basic reading. You mean the usual one? Okay, Renaissance usual one. So I'm gonna do the reading for Renaissance, and I'm gonna take it the first one overall, second one your study, third one your relationship. I'm gonna take it your relationship, and number 4th one will be your health. We'll put your health for now as number 4, and number 5 things you might need to be aware of. I think this will be the 5. This will be the 5 reading for you. My hand has always been this way though. I'm not sure, is it my hand got thin or whatever though. I mean, like, you're thinking too much of it. Okay, Venison. Oh yeah? First, already got. Oh. The World Cup and the Tour of what? Overall. Your study. Queen of what? Upside down. Knight of Sword. Alright. Oh. You mean, okay, don't need to worry. Is that one is good? Your health. This one don't have the strength. Oh. Tree of Kaka. And then this one is things you have to be very cautious. Oh. Tree of what? Upright. Ah. Okay, for Venison, your reading overall, I have to say, is a good one. Okay, for your general overall, right, it normally two of what is a choice you are making a choice right now, and it will affect technically your life. I seriously have no idea what you are thinking to do. It is technically also something that it is telling me that you need to be very cautious, because it will affect your future, so you need to be very, very cautious on that end. But overall, I think it's more towards like you need to be cautious. The decision you're going to make, it will affect you. It will affect your future. So I think it's more you need to be cautious. But it's actually more towards like, because you're holding on to it already. You already did the decision making. So I think it's more towards that you see how it is going to affect you, because it is going to affect your future, and I think that will be something that you need to be very, very cautious in a way, but I have no idea what is it that but it can definitely like the world card in this case is more towards, it's not really the world the affect the world, it's actually more affecting your future. So I think it's more towards that you need to be careful on. Now the second thing, the Queen of What, right? In this case, the funny thing is, if you were saying like Queen normally is a bad card, but especially more towards like this one got the Black Cat. But the thing is, right, when it's in reverse, it means that your study is actually going in a good way. It means that you are going in a right direction. You are going in a very good like you're studying it well. So I think in terms of anything else, you just keep on with your study, keep up the good work, and I think it should be going accordingly nicely. Now, your relationship, the Knight of Sword. This one earlier, okay. This one earlier I did mention it is not a bad reading. Okay, like in case anyone wondering, like normally sword itself, like people will be asking like sword is attacking all these things. Is it a bad reading or whatsoever? It actually in this case, right? It's not like a lot of people need to understand that sword always can mean destruction. But it just in this case, right, it's actually more towards like it seems to me that you and your boyfriend are actually having some discussion that is going to affect your future and his future, and it's moving in a way that you guys want. It's actually going in a good way. But it's more towards that you guys need to be very careful with the decision that is going to affect your future as well. I think it's more towards like you need to be very cautious, especially more towards like you say like good way, like you haven't studied anything, all these things, right? You have to understand that as long as you work hard and study well, it is mean that you are going in the right direction. In you and your boyfriend already decided on getting married, understanding all these things, it's like it may be fierce in some people point of view, but if it's something in a way that you both as able to accept it, I think it should be something that you guys can able to take it though. Yeah, like you see, your boyfriend right now is like going like he want to make sure that you both, like you and him, going in the same direction, and I think that's a good thing. That's why it's the Knight of Sword. Knight itself is mean that you guys aren't like going in a bad direction. Okay, like a lot of people will say that, hey, sword card, Knight Sword, it means that you guys are going to break up. No, it actually in this case, from how I look at it, right, it seems to me that you and your boyfriend are actually moving in a very strong good way, and I think that's the way to go, because it means that you guys are actually in a good close relationship, and that should be that is something that you and Blade Sun should be happily able to accept it. If there is some disagreement, chat and understand like is there something to discuss on. I think that is better than not saying, because it means that you both are actually able to have a common understanding and able to agree on things or do things along the in a way. So I think that is really something you should be you should happily accepting it though. So I think this is a good thing. Now for your health, 3 of Cups outright, okay. I think you need to be very cautious in a not saying like it's bad, okay. Like 3 of Cups technically, okay, I have to at least highlight this, okay. It technically can mean like your health is in a good recovery. At the very least, from how I look at it, it means that you are in a good recovery. But you also need to be very careful because it's your health, okay? So overall, I think your health, maybe your surgery, is going to recover good in a good way, but you need to stick like say, oh, I'm going to recover, so I don't need to do. No, you still need to do like therapy. You still need to make sure you slowly recover it to gain back the strength, all these things. So I think you need to be cautious on that end, and I think it should be something that you should be able to do so, but you just need to stand firm, just like the three of them holding each of these lady holding a cup up into the sky strongly. So I think you need to stay strong on that end, and I think you should be able to move in a good way. Now, for your things that you need to be cautious of, the Three of Wands. This one I think you more okay. This one I think is more towards that you need to be. How do I say this though? It's more towards on you need to think carefully. It's actually more towards that you need to think carefully, and that is more than enough already. The nurse say the scar heal good way. Oh, that is a very good news. That is a very good news already. Amazingly, that reading was able to come to that end. Interestingly. Scary. I prefer not to have a very strong reading like this, but if your reading say that you are moving in a good direction, I think that should be at least the way to go, because I do not want you to have a bad reading. But from the way the reading go, it actually does seem to me that your health is recovering, which is a good thing though. At least from how I look at it, but for I think it's more towards like your overall choice, you need to be very careful. Your overall choice, it's more towards like, I don't know what is the choice though. This one the thing is, right, when you come to this kind of reading, it's more towards like I can't tell you guys the answer, because even I myself had no idea. But from how I look at it, you just need to think carefully, and I think it should be fine. Because I seriously had no idea. Yeah, but I mean, like, technically, even when I do reading, right, you guys don't understand one thing. Like, even when I do reading, it's actually, at times, some reading is best not to say any answer, and it's best you guys don't know the answer, because it might not end up being good, though. Especially more towards, like, sometimes the answer itself might not come in the way that you guys want, so... you just need to think carefully. I think it should be going in the... Like, so far, your overall reading, from how I look at it, is like, it is in a good way. Like, your study is going in a good direction, your love is also in a good direction, your health is in a good direction, and you just need to think carefully your overall choice, and I think it should be a better way though. Maybe the choice won't come now, it may come later on though. But it's really like you already know what kind of choice though, so I think you don't need to worry. But overall, your reading is really kind of like considered a good one. You just need to be very cautious. Yeah, it's actually more towards like maybe it may be because of the book. So, So, Kira-chan, you want to have a simple reading? Now you understand how accurate Ame Papa here can do the reading, right? Kira-chan curious, right? Mitai desu yo ne. So what kind of reading do you prefer? Do you want to... Okay. Do you want to just have an understanding on things, a simple question that you can ask Ame Papa here, or do you want to have a simple reading just like Fanny-san just now, or maybe you want to have a specific reading along the line? So it's more towards that you have to be cautious on what kind of reading though. Oh my, need to think carefully now. How about question? Okay. You can ask me the question and I'll do the reading accordingly to based on the question. And then Lisa can continue go and read her favorite material. Actually, the funny thing is that for some reason, right? I know if please don't listen, I mean like please kindly accept it. Actually, in some form, right? I was thinking like if Blade Sun cosplay as Minday and Blade Sun cosplay as Paimon, and then the both of you go out together, like kind of like cosplay at that, and then you go out together. I think a lot of people will be like wondering, like, oh my. That will be the most interesting moment of cosplaying. But oh well. Anyway, guys, when it's to be embarrassing, by all means, don't need to worry. Tarot card never give a strong answer. It's more on the vague reading, but I mean, even the question is sounds stupid or embarrassing. That you're gonna have to understand that I even managed to do a crazy reading at times though. So, by all means, come and ask. What is the question that you have in mind? Okay. Look at that, I'm so kind of like yawning already. After releasing all the stupid thing. Are we gonna be together even though he didn't reply for a while and friendzone me? Okay. Well, let's see. Today is still technically a full moon. So I'm gonna just make sure that the real Kilo-chan able to interact with the person she have in her mind? Or was she ignored? Yes, it is a pink moon today. But it's actually more towards like the moon is not really like pink in color. It's actually more towards it's more brighter than usual though. Like better take quality. Wow, damn, that's one choice you might be able to think in a good way. If you go in a good way, that would be a good thing. Hmm? Yes, please. Okay, can I讲? Let me be very like at least verify one thing, because this one happened to Vanessa once when I was doing her reading. Before your mind turn to look, please think in your mind right now that you want a reading and asking the question careful, that you want the reading accordingly. And when you think carefully, type the comment yes. careful. Alright. It's a bit concerning. Okay. Before you have the wrong misunderstanding, Kira-chan. Okay, this one is actually more towards like you need to listen carefully. It's not in a bad way, okay? It's actually something that is more towards on okay. Two of Swords, technically when it comes to relationship, right, it means that it is strong. It is in a good way because the choice when it comes, I know normally I say sword, two is a pair, is a yes or no. In this case, I will have to say when it comes to love, I would definitely say that it is mean that the relationship you're going to it is going to affect your relationship, and the choice that you're going to make is going to affect you in a way that you might not expected. So it's more towards that you need to think carefully about it, not in a way that you might want to say that, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. It's actually more towards like you need to be very, very careful, because the thing is, it also is suffering. It also is suffering card. Ace of what, it is not a good card in a way because it is leading you to it. And I have to think that the mindset that you're having right now is leading you to that end. So I think it's more towards like you need to be very, very careful with your mindset right now, because in a way you need to be, it is leading you to have the suffering moment, and I can understand why you're having that mindset right now. That's why I like, as much as I hate to say this, I'm not gonna say it's a bad reading. It's actually more towards like you need to be very cautious. And the thing is, it's not really like cautious of him or whatever. It's more towards like you need to be cautious of something else. That it may not be it might not be the guy. It may not be you. It may be someone else that is causing the issue. So you need to be cautious of that one instead. Because the other person might trying to make you suffer. From how I look at it. So overall, the reading is actually not trying to say that you're gonna end up badly. It's more towards like you need to, I think it's more towards like you need to be cautious of the third person that is causing you the suffering. Which I don't know who, I don't know how, but I think you are aware of it, and more so you need to be very cautious. Because the choice that you make, it is still a strong, it is gonna affect your relationship though, so you need to be very cautious of it. The decision you make is gonna affect you, but and it will lead you to have a bad ending regardless. So you need to be very cautious who is the one that is causing you the suffering. So I think it's more towards like you already have your idea already, because the thing is, right, you already know what you're going to make the decision, because based on the two of what it's a choice, a yes or no situation. It's always yes or no, left or right, whatever along the line. So it's the choice really is, especially when it comes to sword, is a very, it means that you really have a very strong mindset really. But you need to understand the decision make will lead you to have a bad ending, or regardless of how you think about it, and you may end up suffering. So you need to be very cautious of it though. So not sure what kind of mindset but you just need to be very cautious of it. And now you understand how Ame Papa tarot card reading can be very powerful, right? Like, you never tell me the full story, and yeah, I think you really have. I think you more towards like you're shocked on how accurate my reading is, right, Kira-chan? You already know why you suffer. Yeah, I can see that based on this card, and you already seen the card itself. You are suffering though. So I don't think I need to do further reading for you, right? Oh my. No wonder this card called me out. Three of sword. Three sword to the heart. It ends up suffering you, and it affect your heart. I think it's more towards like I think it's more like you got a strong heart. Ame Papa believe in you. You got a very strong heart. But even so, right, Kira-chan, now you understand how strong and accurate my reading in tarot card reading is. Like, now you understand, right? Like why Neji-san and Vanessa always come to me for reading. At the very least, now you know. Yeah, it's actually, I believe you got a strong heart, so I don't think I need to worry too. It's just love and how accurate that was. Hola. Never. The thing is, right, Kira-chan, I was taught once by my late master when it comes to tarot card reading. She was a very accurate reading, okay? When she do the reading, she was a very crazy one. And she taught me, and I was able, and she realized that I was very good at reading as well on some situation, okay? Full moon as well as reading is the two moments that I tend to read, especially today is technically full moon, so I'm just thinking that I'm using the full moon to do the reading. I can read on the new moon, on the the half moon, or even the sunny day, but normally I tend to use the moon as well as the rain moment. So even if it's any other day and it's raining, I can do the reading. When it's a full moon like today, then it's also a very strong reading. So I got a lot more people who actually was like wondering like maybe I'm just a quack. You guys have no idea why I can do prediction. Especially more towards like today, my avatar is wearing a very special. Like today I have to make my avatar look like as if I'm actually wearing a dark croc. For the reading, everyone, for the reading. Okay. Last question, and then we'll. So, what is the next question that you want to ask? Are you gonna be happy if you're single for so long, and your parents will be nagging if you're won't be nagging if you're single for so long? Fine, you guys have no idea. Even I myself having the same nagging. Okay, so will Neji's not Neji-san. Will Killer-chan be single for very long? And will her close one be unhappy about it? It'll be a 3-card reading. The past, the present, and the future. Cut. Hi. I know, don't think too much. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's in the right order. Your past. The 4 of Cups upside down. Your present. The King of Swords? Upright. And the Tower card upside down. Okay, Killer-chan, do you want the full detailed reading or do you want me to say in the most simple form? Full detail card. Okay. Based on your past, especially more towards like because you got the 4 of Cups, right? 4 of Cups upside down normally mean that for your past, it's more towards like new relationship will happen, which technically means that you will come across people who will come to love you accordingly. It will happen, but it is not really something that you might expect especially more towards like because it's in like a lot of people will think that upside down is kind of like whatsoever, but actually when it comes to upside down, when it always can be used as relationship, because it will mean that someone will come and try to befriend you. So that is something you need to be cautious of, at least from how I look at it. Now, the one thing you need to be very, very careful, the present moment, you need to stay strong. Okay? King of Sword technically is actually more towards like authority, intelligence, or whatsoever along the line, and it is a king card. It is also because the king holding on to the sword. The sword itself is a weapon, so you need to technically hold strongly. You need to be mentally as well as emotionally strong against it along the line. The thing is, the reason why your future is having the Tower card is more towards like well, the relationship is more towards like is not strong for you at the moment, but you need to be cautious because it's more to like your question was asking, will your close one or more, it's actually more towards will your parents net you. They will. Tower card upside down is actually not a destruction card. It's actually more towards like a foreshadowing, okay? And upside down is always tend to be the minor or small one. So in this case, will your parents end up nagging on you? You will have to be very cautious that your parents will still end up nagging you. And happy birthday, Hani-san. Oh, you have a great year ahead. So for Kyoto-chan, your parents, based on the future, is more towards like your relationship. It will be affecting you. You need to hold strong. It will affect you, but you need to hold strongly. And overall, it's more towards like your reading so far. This card is already calling me out already. And 9 of Cups upside down. Yeah. In case anything, I will have to say, okay, it's more towards like, because 9 of Cups is technically upside down, even it can a lot of people will take it as a bad reading, whatever. But in this case, you are looking for loyalty in a way. So I can understand your mindset. It is not wrong because you're looking for the loyalty moment. You want to have a moment of you with the boyfriend in a good close relationship. So I think it's more towards that it is leading you in a good direction, but you need to be very, very cautious of it. And that is a good thing. But it may also affect your parents won't stop nagging at you. So I think you need to be cautious. It's more on your parents' side. You need to host. That's why you got the King of Swords, which means that you need to be very, very mentally strong to able to bear with it. But it will, like, your relationship, a good relationship will come to you regardless on how you think about it. So overall, I don't think you need to worry too much on your reading. It's actually more towards that it will happen. Like Neji-san and Venice-san reading was when they asked about their relationship, right? It did happen. I did told them, but I didn't say that it will happen like next day or 1 month. Reading like this, right? Prediction always end up having like it may happen tomorrow, it may happen within 1 month, it may happen within 1 year, or even up to 10 years. Especially more towards like when I told my friend that they will end up divorced 9 years later that they end up divorcing. So it didn't happen instantly, okay? So loyalty is actually okay. Loyalty is more towards like you want a boyfriend who is only think about you, won't out of nowhere go and talk to other girls or cheat with and not cheating on you along the line. So I think it's more towards that is the right mindset. That's why you have to hold strong, and that is not a wrong mindset. Okay, like normally people always want to have a boyfriend that can love them and not. So the loyalty is more towards that you want your boyfriend to care only for you, and and think in a bad way. So I think your mindset is not wrong. But your parents will end up nagging at you. So I think you just need to hold strong. And I think overall your reading is actually saying in a good direction. You don't need to worry about is sorry, Kila-chan. You do know that because of when I was studying Japanese, law and loi, for some reason I always end up saying the same thing. So, come your reading end up done. you I think it's more towards your parents will end up nagging at you, so you just need to bear with that. It is not wrong though. Even I myself, when I want to think about, interestingly, the last card and not being the lower card. Interestingly, it is not a wrong mindset. Even I myself want to have a girlfriend who only love me and care for me and will take care of me along the line. So that one is not a wrong mindset, right? Even I want the girl to be loyal to me only in a way, so that's not wrong. But it's more towards like, you guys need to just be cautious of it and think carefully and what's not. Overall, I think it should be overall, it should be fine. I don't think I don't think you need to worry on that end. Anyway, later on, I really need to start ending the stream in a way. It's already 12, way beyond my sleeping time really. Because I need to go and sleep. Tomorrow I have to wake up at around 5:30, so I technically have around 4-5 hours of sleeping. Tomorrow I need to go and I have to go and visit my late grandparents' graveyard to do the cleaning. So yeah, it's just that earlier I couldn't do earlier stream because of I was having a stomach ache. But even so, today reading kind of like so far for Kira-chan, at least now you know why Ame Papa reading is very, very scary, right? At the very least, Kira-chan, you're now aware. Like why Benny-san and Neji-san can say that why my reading is kind of like scary in a way. Well, you're really laughing. Laughing at how accurate it is, how Ame Papa was able to do the reading on you guys, even in real life, even when off stream or something along the line, and not tiring you guys along the line. But well, at the very least now you know, right? How accurate Ame Papa reading is. Agree. And we shall see how you go from now on then. We shall see how you will end up from now on, I guess. No? Kira-chan. But that being said, I think for now it's pretty late already. I think we also go and have a proper rest as well. You know, it will be kind of like end up being a bad in a way. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys again at the next video or live stream. If you guys are worried about the earlier spicy food, I'm actually alright now. Dick went to release everything, not really everything, but kind of like release, so I think I should be able to sleep later on. So that you guys don't need to worry too much on. But that being said, I will see you guys again at the next video or live stream. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye bye.